Got a praise in my heart, got a praise on my lips. Gotta praise him every chance that I get. I get so excited about what he's done for me. So excited, yeah. So
There's no way to be around you and not have a smile on your face.
So
And
Thank you,
I want to just
sir.
say this one little last little bit of introductory
Got a
encouragement.
praise in my heart, got a praise on my lips. Gotta praise him every chance that I get. I get so excited about what God's done for me. So excited, I get so excited about what God's done for me. So excited, yes. Got a praise in my heart, got a praise on my lips. Gotta praise him every chance that I get. I get so excited about what he's done for me. So excited, yeah. So excited about what God's done for me. So excited, I get. Got a praise in my heart.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to it. I missed you all so much, but I am so glad to be back with you tonight. Go ahead, hit that like, subscribe, and share button. This is Conversations with Fran, and I'm your host, Francesca White. So let's get into it. So much to talk about. Gotta pick up where we left off from a week and a half ago. We gotta catch up. That's all I'm gonna say right now. But we're gonna connect. Let's vibe. Tell me about your day. Tell me about your week. I'm gonna go ahead and jump on Facebook and change that setting so that way you're able to share with your friends and your family and all that good stuff. But in the comment section, let me know you hear me clear. Make sure everything is good. And I am going to, look like I'm gonna shut some stuff down so it won't slow me down. Yourself. But yeah, welcome to it. So, listen. Okay, so maybe about a month and a half ago. No, about a month and a half ago. It was before I cut my hair. I did this. You guys know who Tabitha Brown is? Tell me in the chat. Do you guys know who Tabitha Brown is? I did this little spoof because I love how she talks. It's like she's whispering. You feel like she's only talking to you. They have this thing called ASMR that's real big on YouTube, and it's where the volume of the microphone is turned extremely high, and people either whisper or they make these ticking sounds. And for some people, it's very soothing. I found that for a few people I know that are living with autism, they find it extremely calming for them. Long story short, the way Tabitha talks on her videos that she does on Instagram, she's always talking like this. And she wants to make sure that you feel like she's only talking to you. So I did a video doing a statement that she makes at the end of her videos where she says, now, even if you can't, now y'all have a good day. And even if you can't have a good day, don't go around messing up nobody else's. And so today was kind of one of those days where it's like, I really didn't have a good day, but I'm not going to go around messing up everybody else's day. Sometimes, and I don't know if you have people that are introverts that are around you. Sometimes, where you think a person just has an attitude, they don't have an attitude with you. What they're actually trying to do is manage their own attitude and keep it to themselves so that they don't piss off anybody else. You know what I'm saying? And so one of the things, if we don't talk about nothing else tonight, tribe, I want us to make sure that we are not, that you don't take it personal when someone backs up or they take a moment, because sometimes what they're really trying to do is not take out their attitude on you. They just kind of want to be to themselves. And of course, yes, the world does not go away. The world does not stop. And that is true. But sometimes all we need is a moment. In leadership meetings, what I'll hear people say is, let's just take a beat. In other words, let's pause for a minute. rethink, recalibrate. And sometimes that's all some people need is just a moment to recalibrate. I needed one of those moments today. I needed two or three of those because even though today should have been like an easy day at work, it still ended up being kind of tedious because whenever you have like an activity where the kids were able to just kind of be footloose and fancy free, that's when you really have to keep your eye on the children that sometimes, they're not trying to be troublemakers. They're really just trying to create their own fun. And sometimes them creating their own fun can disrupt your day. Okay. So it was one of those kind of situations. It was a disruption to the day type of thing. But while I'm chatting and saying all of this, I'm going to go ahead and jump into this Facebook thing and update it. Now, 2 weeks ago, matter of fact, the last time I was on, the Friday I was on is when they put out the Amber Alert on Kelly Price. Y'all remember that, right? Baby, when I say I have been thoroughly disturbed by this entire story, I see why some have chosen to kind of keep their silence. And I mean, and that's cool. I'm not saying that it's like I'm about to dig deep off into T and her business, into her business like that, because that's not the intent. But what I will say is this. That I have done my best to just try to take it all in. I really, really have. I've really tried to just take it all in. Take a moment to edit. Is it something I need to edit, Sister White? What did I miss? I'm off in my comment section. I can see you all now. Tell me, what do I need to edit? Because let me tell you, the Kelly Price thing, first of all, from the looks of things, she was not missing, okay? She was just being private, okay? It's not a fiance. It is a husband. And if you want to know who the husband is, you can watch the Brat, what is it, Brad Loves Judy? Whatever that is. But yeah. So, it got a little interesting. The story got a little interesting, and I'm glad I got my coffee here. Shout out to Diane Thomas. That's the name that I always forget when it comes to the vendors. We're going to get to that in a minute, though. But that was real. That whole storyline with Kelly got real interesting. Yes, she did have COVID. Yes, she was dealing with that. Yeah, there were a couple of issues with promoters and stuff like that. Things not playing through the way they need to. And of course, everybody's going to protect self. But from the looks of things, all is well. Kelly going to be all right. That's my prayer, that everything would be all right. And so there's no cause for concern. We're going to keep her family in prayer, relationship with her sister in prayer, because everyone was saying, well, why is it that the sister hasn't seen her? How many of y'all got family members that you don't talk to? How many of you have family members that you really don't get along with that well? Okay? So, need I say more? And this is the thing, because then, the question was asked of me, well, if you were her sister, what would you have done? Would you have still reached out? Would you have, even if you guys have bad blood between you? Yeah, you care about your sister. You want to know that she's living and breathing. You don't know who's getting in touch with who and who's saying what. But then, of course, when Kelly got out there and started talking, she put it out there that it's like, well, we really haven't talked since our mother passed away a year ago. Okay, hence the fact there's some bad blood. But just because it's bad blood don't mean that you don't care about the person. Because you can love a person from a distance. Oh, come on. Just from a distance. You can do it. You ought to just, let me stop. Love them from a distance. You can do so. All right. It is possible. You are able. I want my mouse. All right. So, about my Steelers. You know, my team. We're going to keep them on the prayer list right now because, I know, what was that song that, not Kelly, shoot, what's her name? Fantasia put out there. Sometimes you got to lose to win again. Child, I'm so used to us being number one in the AFC. I don't know how to be number four. Like, that is witchcraft. Okay? Like, I don't appreciate that. Stop thinking, edit your words before you speak. Yes, Sister White, listen, come on with the wisdom on tonight. Ain't that the God honest truth? Listen, I had this phrase that I would use with my early childhood students, when I worked with the Child Development Center. And they would get to talking. I would say, "Oh, catch a bubble." Let me tell you something. I done caught so many bubbles today. My esophagus should be wounded, okay? Because I had to keep catching my words. It was just one of those kind of days. It was like, don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to bust your head. It's like a jungle sometimes. I'm just saying. Whoo! Father. It was wearing me out. It was wearing me out. I kid you not. It really kind of ran me low today. But for real, my back to my Steelers, bless their hearts. I love my Steelers. Oh, but they are going through it right now. And I need my coach to come on through. Come on, Chocolate, get your life together, man. Lead the people where they need to be. Get us together. All right? Y'all need me to come out there? Huh? Pittsburgh? Yes, Higgins. I had to go old school. It was one of those kind of days. I said, you know what? It's rare that I give the benediction at school. When I said, oh, may the peace of God, come on, and the sweet communion. I mean, packing up stuff. Rest, rule, and abide. Okay? Because I'm leaving. But I pray that something, a residue of a Holy Ghost will stick around and keep you company. Because I was tired. Listen, I've been tired all week, honestly. Just quiet as kept. And some of it was that second shot. That was an issue. Didn't want it in the first place. What I had to go through to get it. And then it was, it made me tired, but this was midterm week for my students. So it's like, this is not the week to miss any days. But honey, this was one week I said, can we just go virtual? Just for the week, please? Because I can do this from the house, honey. I'm thorough, okay? And strategic. God bless you today. I meant that thing. And that's just it. You know how you can love what you do, but sometimes it can just kind of run you low. This was just a run me low kind of week. That's all. That's all. That's all. All right, let's get into these vendors. Y'all know what it is. You know what to do. If you got a sweet tooth, you need something to tide you over this weekend. Now, I thought it was going to rain today. I was kind of looking forward to it because I actually enjoy the rain. Don't too much like driving in it because, some of the Lord's creations out here were not meant to be behind a wheel. Okay? All right. But I love rain. And so I thought it was going to, roll on in, but it passed us on over. I said, okay, somebody prayed. But anyway, if you got a sweet tooth this weekend, you're planning on staying in, the weather is changing. And I have a neighbor on my street that I don't know if he's over there smoking turkeys or squirrels, but, that wood chip smell in the morning. I fell in love with that smell after visiting a cousin of mine that lives in Fairview, Illinois. Oh my goodness. It's just something about that cold weather and that, like fresh chip, fresh chopped wood. for the fireplace in the morning. So, we're moving into my favorite time of the year where it's super cold and you got to bundle up and all that stuff. But if you're just looking for some good desserts and something just kind of nice to go along with it, please check out Miss Carolyn and her Crusette Sweets and Edible Treats. And then if you're looking for something to put on that's comfy, but you still want to represent Jesus and all that he's done for you in your life, go ahead and check out what am I looking at? Swag Apparel, Sisters with Amazing Grace. And you can visit the Instagram page and check out the owner, Glenda. You got that there? All right. And then if you have an event that's coming up and you need some decorations or something like that, go ahead and check out Miss Rosie. Miss Rosie can basically create any type of ambiance that you're looking for. And if you know of some other people that need to be advertised or got some stuff that they want to share, go ahead and reach out to me and let me know what's going on. Right? Yeah, I was definitely looking forward to the rain today. But such as it is. And yeah, so if you those are just some sweet things and some nice things that if you're looking for something that you're trying to get into or you want to just kind of create a comfy environment for yourself this weekend, those are some of the people that you can hit up to help you create that ambiance that you're looking for. All right, because nothing beats a nice cup of coffee in the morning, huh? Or even some tea in the evening. I'm looking forward to my Saturday, although I do have I think I have a funeral that I'm going to attend tomorrow. It's for my fifth grade teacher. Yeah, it's a trip. Uh, I think my mom told me she lived to be 90 years old, something like that. Mm. She lived to be 90 something years old, maybe 93. But awesome woman, and I'm actually looking forward to celebrating her life. And I normally don't like to give remarks at services and stuff like that. I normally don't like to give remarks, but um, she left an indelible impression on my life. Something that I've actually shared with with my young people as recently as the last Black History program we had at our church. So that was 2019. Yeah, February of 2019 for our Black History program. I taught our young people The Creation by James Weldon Johnson. My fifth grade teacher taught that to me. My fifth grade teacher made us bring our Bibles to school every day, and it had to be the King James Version with the words of Jesus in red print. She didn't play about that Bible. Not only that, but she made sure that we knew. Not only did she didn't want us to just know the creation the way James Weldon Johnson did. We had to know it the way it was written in the King James Version of the Bible. Just an amazing woman. Just amazing. She spoke so highly of God that I literally thought they were best friends. I just knew they went to school together. I'm I'm serious. I really did. She really made you believe that she walked with the king. Okay, and she did. And so when my mom sent me the message that her name was Robbie K. Bird. When my mom sent me the message that Miss Bird had passed away, I couldn't even be sad. That woman walked with Jesus. Like I could not be sad. It was just one of those. There there have been few times in my life where I literally felt like I could celebrate a person's life from a healthy place. Because most times we're overcome with grief, and things like that. Like I have some people that are watching now. They had a homegoing service today, and I can only imagine how heart wrenching that must have been today. But it's like there are some when someone lives I'm just gonna can I keep it real, please? I mean, I know it's my show, but I try to be respectful, because I don't want anyone to feel that I am. Uh, I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to discredit anyone's grief because I feel like you're gonna feel grief no matter what. I felt grief for my granny when she passed away, but at the same, there was still this fire burning on the inside of me. And even when I think about it, I can still the way we churched at that home going, it made the crying a little bit easier. It still hurt to say goodbye. It still hurt to see that casket close. It still hurt to I'm riding in a limo and I'm looking at my grandmother's casket in this horse-drawn carriage, and it still chokes me. But then I think about the way we praised because of the way she liked to praise. Like I can still see, like when I'm sometimes when I'm standing in the pulpit preaching, and if I just kind of glance, and it's a lady in my church, Lord help me. It's a lady in our church that when she stands up and she gets to praising God, if I don't pull in that it's Mother Vicky. You know what I'm saying? It just, she reminds me so much of how my grandmother would praise God. And so, and there were a couple of Sundays that, Miss Vicky would come to church and I would just close my eyes. It's like I would try so hard not to even look at the mother's board row, because from the drums, the distance, it used to work on me. But what I'm trying to say to you is there are some times when you look at the age of a person and what God has promised us, and a person lives well past that time frame, and they get to enjoy, having family, and they get to see generations, that's a blessing, you know. And then when God calls them home, it's that, something you don't want to see them suffer. You don't want to see them in pain, and it's like you're gonna miss them because Lord knows it took a minute for me to get where it's like, okay, life is moving, we're good. The best way I can honor my grandmother is to keep living, to keep making progress, to keep pushing, to keep going forward, you know. But this is another one of those situations, and so I'm really looking forward to honoring her. I'm really looking forward to honoring Robbie Bird. She definitely made an impression in my life. I've had the privilege of connecting with a few of my teachers from my elementary years. And it's been a blessing. It's just been a blessing because one, they get to see that all of their hard work wasn't in vain. You know, um, I love being able to, and that's why sometimes whenever I would get a chance to go wherever, Dr. Dawson, Sandra Dawson would ask me to come over to New Mount Calvary to speak, to sing, or just say hi. I try to go because that's where that they're a part of my history. They're a part of my roots and who I am. I got I got Jesus every day. Every day. You know? Every day. And that's why sometimes when I would hear the song Every Day with Jesus is sweeter than the day before, I could tell you about that. I got Jesus every day. And that's why, sometimes, I have to remind myself that my experience is not everyone else's, you know? And I can't expect everyone to revere the church the way that I do. The work of the church the way that I do. When I tell you I love God's church, I love God's church. I love everything that it represents. I love all of the lessons that come from the church. And some of y'all not going to like this because you haven't dealt with it. But even the church hurt has made me stronger. And the reason why, because in the church, oftentimes, if you have dignity and some scruples and some morals, or as someone says, some home training, you ain't gonna cut up in church. Now, yeah, they try to label how some church folks act. If you cuss them out, yeah, that's that good old Baptist. Them Baptists, they'll cuss you out and pray for you, and then and put Jesus on the cross and get him off the cross and go right out in the parking lot, because they do all that talk, right? When in fact all of them catch them right and catch them wrong on the right day. Okay, all right. Even the ones that even the ones that are saved and free from sin come out the bag on you. You ain't got to tell me I'm right, because I know I am. I'm serious. It's all about talking about church. It get under me. But no, church hurt. Huh. Church hurt will teach you how strong you are. Like, I love strong coffee. And you know how on your coffee maker you have different settings? Yeah, that's what church hurt is. A little bit of church hurt, it ain't that strong. It's almost decaf. Like on my coffee maker, it's 3 buttons. Got the little small cup, you got your medium, then you got your large. And first thing in the morning, I always hit that good large one because I need that joke. Yeah. Anybody had a big cup of church hurt before? Yeah. It'll teach you what you're made of, won't it? Because oftentimes you can't respond to it the way, and that's just it. That's what people say, oh, that's because you're being fake. No, I just got to look. First of all, I know that I'm human, okay? And that's not an excuse. That is a fact. It's just that I am a person who's human, who's having a spiritual experience. And so what I'm trying to do is ensure that I'm always operating from a place of spirituality. And when I feel like you are testing my Holy Ghost, and not in a good way, I've got to put some distance between that thing. You think it's in the Bible? It is. May the Lord watch. Twixt me and thee, while we are absent one from another. You're not going to stress me out. Look who's in the house today. You're not going to stress me out. No. And that's the real part of it all. Honestly, it's like, let's okay. Stuff can hurt you, but it can also make you stronger. You know what I'm saying? So that's why sometimes we got to frame that thing and not allow it to break you. Because honestly, there are some things that have occurred in church that taught me how to handle things out there in the world. It was an amazing teacher. You know what I'm saying? Cause I learned real fast. Oh no, no, no. I'm not your doormat. I have a voice and I know how to use it. I just have to frame my words in such a way as, well, what does Sister White say? Edit your words. So when I pause, or when I my grandma had this good. You would ask her something, and if she wanted to make sure that that she didn't say it in an offensive way, because Granny could just shoot sharp with us, with her kids and her grandkids, she just shoot sharp with us, and but she added a little frosting for others, and and she go she Granny out of the way, and she just keeps smiling. Sweet, ugh, I miss that lady. She can do that, and it was one of them. Okay, she pausing for the cause, and then she go on and explain it, and that be the end of it. That just be it. And so I find myself sometimes out get ready to no, no, turn the page. That ain't it. Because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. I really don't. And I crack a lot of jokes. I say things in a funny way. So, even when I'm working with my students, like I make them laugh, but they get my point. And then when I'm done talking, I say, do you understand my words? So, and if you don't understand, let me rephrase it. Let's run that thing back. Let me find another way to explain it to you so that we can all be on the Reverend Win, so we can all be on the same page at the same time. That's all I'm saying. That's all. It's real simple, you know. It's just it's not always easy. Like it's not easy, but once again, having Jesus every day, you know, like okay, this is what used to make things funny. I really didn't start like listening to rap and stuff like that until oh golly, I want to say maybe the seventh, eighth grade, because I can kind of remember like my first radio. I can see that great thing that my dad bought me. I see the radio, and the tapes. I had tapes. And then I would start listening to the radio. I would, the kids at school, I would hear them talk. And then, um, remember how back in the day, like private schools, and then still today in some schools, but private schools were like, for some kids, like you had some kids that's what they did. They just went to private schools, right? They went to, Christian schools and stuff like that. And then you had some kids that, how the kids that would come mid semester in the middle of the year, and it wasn't and they tried to keep it private or whatever, but it wasn't until it took a minute for me to figure out, oh, you got kicked out of your school, that's why you here. So it's like the parents wanted to try a different a different setting for the students or whatever. And so sometimes, and then and a lot of because I'd be the one asking, so what church you go to? Church. Oh, okay. And that was the thing. They would start going to church because, in a Christian school, like all of us, for the most part, we all went to church. So, like, well, what church you go to? You don't go to church? You're the minority, you know? And so, but somehow, some way, and then there were some kids, they had older siblings and stuff like that, so they would talk about different music here and there. And so that's how I got to know some of the songs that were out there and things like that. And then I really started like, oh, okay, then I started learning like sometimes like the only like old school music, I would know like the old school stuff. I knew that, and that's because I like watching Soul Train. Y'all, did y'all watch Soul Train? I'm the only one? Soul Train followed by Kung Fu Hour. Child, tell me about your childhood. That is some good coffee. Thank you, Dee Dee. Yes. Soul Train, listen. I knew all of those songs, but I was so mad that they would lip sync. But we can talk about that on another day. Cause I used to be so irritated. Those microphones with them little bitty wires sticking out from the end, where it looked like Don Cornelius just cut it and said, "Huh, take that." I'm serious. I hated those mics. And then and, and then the band, some members of the band, they wasn't playing along with the music. And it took for me to see American Soul, on BET where they the life of Don Cornelius or whatever. I was so mad. I had made it to episode number 8 or 9 on season 2. I only had like 2 or 3 more episodes to go, and they took it off on demand. I was so hot. But anyway, but yeah, only to find out that sometimes some of the band members were too high, so they wasn't keeping up with the timing of the music. All kind of stuff, child. But I loved Soul Train, and I love, Kung Fu Hour and stuff like that. Cause, me and my dad, we eat our little hot dogs, after we done watch Soul Train and stuff. Then we go outside and Kung Fu fight. Kung Fu fight and then go in the house and go to sleep. He be in his chair knocked out, and I go in my room and pass out. And it was a good Saturday. Care what you talking about? Oh man, so we got the Kelly Price situation underway. Talked about my pole Steelers. Bless their hearts. Y'all keep them in prayer. What else do we cover? Ooh, we talked about a little bit of church hurt. How that stuff makes you stronger. It actually makes you stronger. So please stop running from it. And please stop using it as a reason to leave churches and do all this other stuff. It's the people, not the church. So please, just y'all stop that. And I'm gonna tell y'all something else. Stop putting churches down when you leave. Can I tell you a secret? All you be making folk wonder is now when you gonna tell the truth about what you did. I'm just sharing. Don't mind me. But I'm serious though. I'm serious. It just really makes people think, okay, why, when you was there, you wasn't putting it down. You wasn't saying that, it was all, whatever. And now that you gone, now it's a problem. Could the problem be you? I'm not saying that your concerns are not valid. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure your concerns are valid. But what's your part in it? Because then when you go somewhere else, then what? And can I just give a note? Can I just drop something off with you real quick? If your title is not apostle and you supposed to be planting churches, can you stop church hopping? Oh, I felt a Reverend Gordon anointing. Shut the door, Reverend. Please. Can y'all stop church hopping? Do you know what listen, and then for my praise and worship leaders. Unless the Lord thoroughly and truly moves upon your heart, every church that you are called to serve or minister at does not have to become your new home church. And how many spiritual mamas you gonna have? How many spiritual dads you gonna have? I'm just asking. Y'all done huffed and puffed at the screen. I saw it. Mm-hmm. She done stepped on some toes now. I'm sorry. I was just wondering though. Like I know apostles plant churches and do things like that or whatever. You know. And then another thing that crossed my mind, the harvest is right. Here I go. The harvest is right, but the laborers are few. Um, There's a lot of churches out here that need pastors. And there are some churches that are so desperate for a pastor that they got handwritten signs in the windows. What you saying, Fran? How about we try to help out some of these churches instead of just trying to start our own? I understand why people start their own churches sometimes, you know. There are those that have really been called to that, to start churches and stuff. And then there are some that would. There are some that got mad at another church. So they decided I'm going to make my own rules and start my own. But the story don't ever get told like that. Ooh. Okay. I'm not lying. Yes. Thank you for actually saying that, Reverend Wynn. Let me tell y'all something. Okay, so have you guys heard of the comedian Shuler King? Have you heard of him on Instagram? He's the one that does the skits that start off with anybody want to tell me, you guys heard of him? Okay, long story short, he did this one where he was talking about well, I can't say what he, like, people will send him pictures and memes and stuff like that, Instagram posts, and so he'll do a side by side and talk about it or whatever. Long story short, whichever one he was talking about said that everybody is hiring. Oh, stimulate yourself to work. Because it's people waiting on stimulus checks and stuff. So you know how people they can put these signs up, like Church's Chicken will have a sign where they can change the letters on it. They got to use that stick to put each letter up or whatever. Okay, so it's one of those kind of signs and it says stimulate your tail. You fill in the blank for the other word. Stimulate your tail to work. Everybody's hiring. So when I saw that, it was so funny because on Monday, when I was on my way to work, I passed this Church's Chicken every day, right before I make my turn on Adams to keep it pushing on, to my place of employment. Well, on Monday, we actually got stopped. It was like a gridlock in the intersection, so we just had to sit there. So I'm sitting there and I happen to look. They have these signs stuck down. You know how, like, when the candidates are trying to get you to vote for them. Oh, no, better than that. Brink's home security system. You know how the sign can stick down in the grass. Okay, so in the little side little dead grass weed area, cause it's dead. And this is so appropriate. They have a sign there that says always hiring. I said, wait a minute. Always hiring. I said, now that sounds appealing to someone who needs a job. But as someone who is sat on the other side of that, and you're the employer, and if you always hiring, that means you always firing. I said, wait a minute. I can't be the only one. Are you serious, Nate? Look up Schuler King. Look up Schuler King on Instagram after the show. But look up Schuler King. Oh my goodness. It just tripped me out because I'm like, if you always hiring, then that means you always firing or somebody is always quitting. And then not only that, when I saw the grass, I said, I guess y'all are hiring. You need somebody to water the grass. Oh, help me, Holy Ghost. I just, listen, it cracked me up, okay? It really did. It kind of kept me laughing because I said, you know what? We are coming up out of this here, pandemic, and businesses are trying to stay open, and they really about to get the hiring now because the Christmas season is coming. So stores are going to be open later and things like that. So, honey, you can have 2 and 3 jobs. You can work all the shifts. Okay? Because see what the jobs did when they let people go, they had people that, let's just say the entry level salary or hourly rate, let's just say it's $15, right? But when the pandemic hit, they probably had people that were working in some of those positions and they were paying them like $20 an hour, or you see what I'm saying? And, but it's like to maintain the bottom line, so that the people in the higher ups could keep their salaries, they cut those people because if you're paying a certain amount of money and you're paying benefits, if you have to cut all of the hours back, then that means you can hire part-time people. And you don't have to pay them benefits, which means less money that the company has to put out. But see, California hit them with a curveball. California said, oh, wait, before you go hiring new people, you've got to offer those jobs back to the ones you laid off. If you did a reduction in force, you have to at least offer that job to the person that you laid off. Now, what I don't know is, did they make them offer it to them at the rate that they were working? Or are they have to bring them in now at the new rate, which is less money? And because the world is backward, more than likely, it was the for lesser money. And if it was for lesser money, what do you think the person probably said? Unless they just really needed the job. They probably told them no. Or they probably already found something else that was going to pay them right where they needed to be. See what I'm saying? So yeah, there are jobs out there. They're out there. You just got to know where to look. Oh, I'm gonna tell you what made it so funny. This sucker said he had an uncle. This is so funny. He said he had an uncle that he didn't look in the classified section. He looked in the obituaries. So that he knew where to go get the job because you ain't coming back. I said, that is cold. Smart, but it was cold nonetheless. That's cold. Anytime you just go straight to the obituary to see, and Leroy Johnson was a faithful employee for 25 years at SpaceX in Hawthorne, California. Putting on my suit. Where you on your way to? SpaceX. They got a position available. Because listen, you can be dead today, and your job will be on the internet the next day. We're gonna send your family a basket of fruit and a card and some yams with some marshmallows on it. Yes, I made that face. I don't care if you like it. That's just sacrilegious. Yams don't need no marshmallows. They don't need that. They don't need that. They don't need it. They're gonna send your family a basket of fruit and some potato salad with some raisins in it. Made by Karen. I'm just saying. That is kind of smart though. Because, I don't know if these kids know anything about actually reading a newspaper. I could tell you every section of a newspaper when I was a kid. You know why? You know why I could tell you every section of a newspaper as a kid? Because in school, I had to do current events. See, these kids don't know nothing about that. Especially my students. I would tell them to do a current event. Miss, that website is blocked. But I tell you what's not blocked, the newspaper. Ain't not one section of that newspaper you're going to turn. I can't turn to this page. Why? Because it's blocked. The only time you couldn't turn the page in the newspaper was because somebody stuck a piece of gum in between it just to make you mad. That's the only time you couldn't get to a page in the newspaper. But these kids don't know nothing about that. There's some adults that don't know nothing about that. Why? They stopped getting newspapers because they can get the LA Times on their phone. We got digital subscriptions now. Let your computer stop working. Let your phone stop working. Like Instagram and Facebook. What is it? Was that Monday? Sister White, was that Monday or Tuesday? That Facebook and Instagram were down? And everybody was making them smart remarks about, the social media influencers. What are they gonna do? They can't work today? Ain't no different than if you go to work and the power is out. Guess what? We going home. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to be the first one out the door. Because God forbid the light come back on and I'm still sitting there. We already gone for the day. God bless you. We will see you tomorrow. You always got that one Mr. Fix-It person. Well, let's see what. No, we ain't gonna see what we can do. I don't need to see what to do. Your power might be out, but the flashlight on my phone work. I will find my way. And don't follow me. Get up, Jesus. It's the third day. I'm trying to tell you. Honey, listen. With a quickness. Huh? Out of here. I ain't got time to play with y'all. Ooh. I'm telling you. I was really looking forward to tonight because I'm like, This was just a stressful day. And last Friday, I was anxious. There was a lot of work that I needed to do because I didn't know how that second shot was going to make me feel. And, services become, it's a lot involved. And I mean, and I feel like I really just need to stop saying that because there are some churches, they're doing way more. And they've been at it for much longer, with having media and, cameras rolling and you got to cue this, cue that, make sure everything is up and rolling, know how to troubleshoot stuff, so I feel like I have so much on my brain. Like I just really I just needed a minute, just to organize some thoughts, organize some things, do some lesson planning. Cause like I said, my students were getting ready to take midterms. So, I really did miss you all last week, but I was determined I was going to be on today. And oh man, so while I'm at it, and he's on tonight, so he's weirdo. He's on tonight, but my boy Nate, he put up a post, and I'm telling you, these are the things that keep me encouraged, and I love how my tribe loves me. But he put up this post last week, and I felt so bad. And then I had to turn around and tell him, like, hey, I'm not going to be on tonight. I have too much work to do. But he put up a post where he actually had gone back. It was like from a show that was 2 weeks before. And, he was just watching the show and then actually heard me say, you know what, Nate is not on tonight. Because I actually noticed. I noticed my tribe and I love you all dearly. But it was so cool that, he caught that statement because that was like kind of towards the end of that particular episode. So I appreciate the fact that you guys go back and you watch the shows, you watch the replays. And I even got some people that watch and you don't really comment, you just kind of take it all in. But then when you see me, you're like, hey, I enjoyed the show. I appreciate that. I love it all. And I love the fact that we get to vibe, and that's what sometimes, it's not always about having like a specific topic. Sometimes it's there we've had some nights where more came out just in just the conversation, just it building upon itself, and that's really what it's about. It's just a conversation with me. And I love talking to you all on Friday nights. I want to do some more things, of course, but I feel like it's evolving as it's supposed to, and it's gonna pick up the way however else it's gonna pick up, and I'm okay with that. Cause I mean, to be honest with you, it's not like I had a specific number in mind of like how many views I was trying to get on YouTube or even on Facebook. It just really wasn't about that. It was really more so about there are there are some things that it's like I kind of wanted to talk about them, um, and I felt like other people want to talk about them too. So let's just do it together. Um, it's just a freedom in it, that I felt like there are some things that some conversations I felt like it, when you in church they had a saying, you can't tell it all, Reverend. You know you can't tell everything from the pulpit. And even in church sometimes, the preaching of it all, it kind of becomes, especially in the black church, it's call and response. The church is responding to you, and then as you're talking, God reveals things. But the same thing happens when I'm talking right now. God reveals things, and he'll drop little things, and it's like I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say them because my platform is not. It's not. My platform is what I design for it to be. And what I design for it to be is when God says something, I'm going to say it. If he drops the scripture in my head, I'm going to say it. We're going to talk about it. And if we can, if it's applicable to life, we're gonna work that thing out. We're going to put that puzzle together. We're going to solve it together. And I do that because sometimes we need that. I feel like sometimes some of my shows, listen, I know some of my shows have kept me from making some wrong decisions and tripping out too bad or talking through some things so that I don't make a wrong decision. Or if I was feeling some type of way about something, by the time we get done with the show, I'm not even mad about it anymore. I feel like my show has kind of helped me process through some things because I've had some situations that I've been holding on to them. And I've been holding on to them because they hurt me that bad. And I know I've been holding on to them. But I felt like if I could, in a healthy way, have the discussion or kind of work through it. Because sometimes I feel like helping somebody else helps me. But sometimes hearing it out loud, or sometimes it's sometimes the things that I need to hear because when I'm by myself, I'm not processing it that way. I'm seeing it as it happened to me. And it's always easier to speak to something when you see it happening to someone else. But I can identify with it. And so then after I've helped someone else, then those words play back and then it helps me. So that's why sometimes when and I once here, and this is a prime example, because you know how sometimes people say, how you preaching and you got your own problem and you going through stuff? Because preachers preach while they hurt. Because preachers preach, iron sharpens iron. And the word of God is a two-edged sword. So, I can't throw the word at you and think it ain't going to hit me too. But sometimes as God is giving it to us for us to give to the people, then it's like, is it I? Is this me? Was that for me? And so that's why sometimes when I'm preaching, I don't do and you need to, and you, no, and we need to. Because I'm dipped off in the middle of it as well. You know? So that's why sometimes, and if you hear people saying, how you gonna tell people that they need to this and you do, because all of sin it comes short of the glory of God, and just because I'm going through something don't mean I can't help you come out of it. How many times have you asked somebody who's broke for some money? Their situation is about a fart shorter than yours, or a fart longer than yours, but you still ask them for money. There are people who help other folks and they need their money too. That ain't stopped you from asking them. So what's the difference in that? And then when you go to church and somebody's trying to, God gives them the word to give. Well, how you gonna tell people that? And because I'm gonna help you while God work on me. And in the meantime, mind your business. Run tell that. When I minister to you, I minister to myself. Yes, that's exact. Encourage yourself, Donald Lawrence. Those are the lyrics, Glenda. Yeah, God meant for you to say it. It's the truth, though. It's the truth. And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes I don't mean no harm. And you got to know me is to love me, and to understand my comedy is to understand it. Okay, I. It's just that those are some of the things that just it can rub you the wrong way, because sometimes people, they put pastors and preachers on pedestals. That honestly, you gotta, let me tell you something. When they say some are called, and then there are some that are called, and then there are a few that are chosen. The ones that are chosen are the ones that are running from it left and right. Okay? And so when God gives them a word to give, you gotta understand. You don't know what it took for that person to stand up and say what they just had to say. That's why whenever someone preaches and I have to come behind them and minister, or open the doors of the church, call the discipleship, extend the privilege of the church, whatever you want to say, I always ask that God would replenish the strength, and that God would do whatever that preacher needs in that moment, because you don't know what it took. You don't know how many hard pills that person had to swallow, how many ego pills that person had to swallow just to stand there and deliver that word, while you sitting there with your face twisted because you're like, you talking about me. That's conviction, sucker. God is trying to tell you something. And I wish you would get it so I can hurry up and sit down so he can continue to deal with me. There are no preachers walking around here walking in perfection. And that's why sometimes I'll be sitting there like, oh, Jesus couldn't have pastored none of y'all. Excuse me, none of us. For one, he walking around in a robe all day long. We see our pastor with three-piece suits on, chains hanging. I'm gonna let it go. I'll stop. Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. You're right. There are some preachers that want to be there. There are some that have ego. But see, that's what I'm talking about. That's when I said the difference between some are called, few are chosen, you know? Because some are called, but we don't know who called them. Oh, I do. Ego. Ego called them. Ego called them and said, hey, It's a church available over there. You want it? Ain't nobody mad but the devil. Anyway, I was just checking to make sure. Matthew 22:14. Matthew 22. I'm gonna just use my phone because I don't feel like reaching for my I don't want to get up and go over there to grab my Bible. For many are called, but few are chosen. Facts. Facts. You are absolutely right. Yep. I mean, listen. All I'm saying is, don't be too tough on the preachers. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You know, and I mean, we could go all day long talking about that, but that's not my intent. You know, but I will tell you this. I will tell you this. There are for real? You think so? You think so? I listen. This has been struggle here all week. Okay. Woo! It's time for me to go see the barber. Get this edged up in the back because it's not cute. AKA many are invited, but few are. Ooh, Nate, for real? That's how you feel tonight? That's how you feel tonight? Put yourself in A flat. Good God Almighty, I like that. Right? Wait, let me write that down, bro. Yes, many. Y'all want to see it again, just in case? Many are invited. Come on. But few are selected. I'm writing that down. Come on, Jesus. Come on. Get up, Jesus. It's the third day. I meant that thing. Psalms 105:15-17. Saying, touch not mine anointed and do my prophets no harm. Moreover, he called for a famine upon the land. He brake the whole staff of bread. He sent a man before them, even Joseph, who was sold for a servant. Listen, I love the word of God. How about you? I'm so serious. I really do. Listen, you all, I have thoroughly enjoyed tonight. Um, oh, y'all stay prayed up, you know. Um, things are different, you know, and I know a lot of us we just wish things would go back to the way they used to be. And listen, I'm not rushing that thing, you know, and um, I pray that we all make all of the necessary adjustments that we need to make so that we can keep ourselves safe. Um, I know that there are a lot of different ideas and opinions, but I pray that you remain steadfast, unmovable, always abiding in the word and the work of the Lord. That is my sincerest prayer for you, and that you keep yourself safe while doing so. If you have not already, take a moment tonight to just thank God for your life. And then after you thank the Lord for your life, take a deep breath and do something for yourself tonight that will bring you some relief, that will bring you some peace. If it's reading the word tonight, if it's making yourself a cup of tea and just sitting for a minute, you know, if that's what you have to do, if you got to go soak your feet in the tub just to let that stress leave your body, You know, do what you have to do. One of my stress relievers is I like to drive. You know, at night once the traffic just dies down, and so I like to take a drive and turn my radio on. And what happened today? Right as I'm about to pull into work, the volume just cut out. Nothing else went wrong with anything. Everything is still showing on the screen. Sound just went out. I said, I'm not about to be mad. And I still got mad anyway because I'm like, it's just a little glitch. It'll come back on. Got in the car, got ready to leave for work. I forgot about it all day. Got in the car to leave work. Where is it? Still no sound. So that's been bugging me. That was another part of my, this day is just, it's something else because it's always something. Just always something. Even when I'm trying to do the right thing, I'm trying, and I'm like, I stayed focused all week. I kept it together. I had every reason to just, you know what, I'm just gonna sit back. I'm gonna relax. I want to take my time. I want to know what this shot is gonna do to my body. I don't want to overdo it. I just had a lot going on in my brain, just thinking, and it's like I don't ask for much, and that's really how I felt about it. But I still played it through my phone so I could hear the song that I normally listen to. I had praise and worship going to work. I had praise and worship coming away from work because that's just where my heart is and how it's been in this season. Just I'm giving God glory going, and I'm giving Him glory leaving. You know. And it was like, nope, I'm gonna still do it anyway. I'm mad, but I'm still gonna give God praise. I'm still gonna listen to it regardless. So whatever you gotta do to just ease your mind, ease your mind. Tell the Lord thank you. Just tell the Lord thank you. That's all I got for you all tonight. I love you all dearly. I love my tribe. It is 8:26. Wow. So sorry, y'all. I ran overtime tonight. But I love you all dearly. It's my prayer that I will talk with you next week. And you always know that you can hit me up. Um, you can always hit me up on Facebook, on Instagram. If you got a topic or something you want me to tackle, go ahead and shoot me a message. And I'll try to handle it. If it's something that, if I don't feel I can approach it the right way, don't be mad at me if I say no. But because I don't want to offend anyone, and I don't want to offend anyone. If I can do my best to try, if I can do my best to try to say it the right way, that I would prefer to do that. So please give me that leniency. But if there is something, please leave it with me, and we'll talk about it. Hey, Shanika. Hey, sweetheart. Hopefully you'll catch the replay because I'm about to end. Um, Thank you, Nate. I love y'all too. I love you guys too. Uh, Glenda, hey, let me know I got this on here right before I get off. Do I have this right? Is this the best way for them to reach you? Or is this something else you want to give me to put up? Thank you, Dee Dee. Good night, Sister Mary. Is that the right way to put it up, Glenda? Let me know. Yeah, I appreciate you all so much. You guys are so sweet. Absolutely. Thanks, love. Yeah, so Glenda, you let me know I'm putting that up right. For those of you that missed the other vendors, here they are. Here's Carolyn, for says sweets and edible treats. That's hers. Okay. And then here's Miss Rosie. There she is. Okay. Let me see what you got. Okay, cool. She said yes, ma'am. So that means we got it right. This right here, this is her name. So if you want to send her a instant message or something, ooh, is it instant message anymore? On on Facebook, you can send her a direct message. There she is. That's what it looks like. So then you know how to reach her. But yeah, y'all can hit up Miss Rosie. You can hit up Miss Carolyn, as well as Miss Glenda, and that's that. All right. You need a musician for a funeral. Need a musician for a funeral or concert or something. You see that name right there, Nate Z Sounds on Facebook. You can hit him up. He might be available. DM inbox, right. I said instant message. What was that from? AOL? I'm really telling my age. Oh, help me, Lord Jesus. Yeah, okay. Okay. My bad. My bad. I'm serious, but yeah. Nate, put something there or how they can reach you if they need a musician for something. You never know. A church might need a little meditational music. Nate, the chat rooms, bro. Listen. Okay, for a Sunday morning service, I was trying to, show that you're available, through the week if that be the case or whatever. If you're not doing something in the studio, my apologies. They only want to give you $100 anyway, and a repass meal. You can't get repass meals now during COVID. you can't, you can't get a COVID meal. Can't get a COVID meal at the repass. There you go. If you need a musician, there's his information right there. Hit the good brother up. He's available for bar mitzvahs, quinceañeras, Saturday church services, and such. Go ahead and hit the good brother up. I'm equal opportunity. You can get him to play keys. I'll play the. Let me not tell that lie. I ain't gonna come play the drums. I think I'm about to retire from playing the drums. I was about to say something. Yeah, I'm gonna stop. One day the protege. Ooh, shut up, Fran. I'm gonna let that go. Let me shut up. Let me get off here, cause I'm about to get in trouble. So I love y'all dearly. I appreciate everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. Listen, tell Olivia I miss her. I miss Olivia. So Shanika, Shanika, you gotta make a visit to LA so I can see Olivia. I miss her. Aww. Yeah, that's my sweetheart. Let's see. Yes. Okay, Glenda got a new product that's out. This because the month of October is Cancer Awareness Month, and so she has the breast cancer awareness surviving with amazing grace. So if you have a loved one that you would like to honor, you want to honor their journey, um, please, sir, please, ma'am, patronize Miss Glenda um, for breast cancer awareness surviving with amazing grace. because there are many people who have done it gracefully. Listen, and I will provide the documentation necessary for all what it's worth. I'm just saying, Shanika, for real. Like, I miss Olivia. We got so used to seeing her, like, yeah, I miss Olivia. Nay said the overtime tonight is making up for last week. I guess so, huh? I mean, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all, this show really could be longer, but I just, I don't want to be holding the people like that. It's not always because, oh, okay, I'm just gonna get off because I got something else to go do. Sometimes I do, but then there's other times where it's like, I think the whole strategy of the show could be a lot different. Like sometimes I'm like, why do I have to start the show after I finish my makeup? Like I could actually be doing it while I'm talking to you all, but I don't know if that's a distraction. I mean, then again, I eat on the show. So I don't see where the problem with that is. But I just kind of feel like it takes the it kind of takes away from it if it goes too long. And that was always the thing. I wanted to respect the time. I wanted to respect everyone's time. Olivia is the best. From her Sunday school teacher, Olivia says exactly what's on her mind. That's what makes her so fun for us, you know. And you could tell for one that she's around grown people a lot because she's very articulate but very straightforward. Like, and she wants to be a chef and she wants her own YouTube show. So I know, like one Sunday, Olivia came to church with her grandmother, and she said, I just saw you on TV this morning. My nana was watching you, and she said, no, Fran didn't say that. Ha, ha, ha. She did her granny's laugh and everything. I was like, oh, my goodness, this little girl. I mean, and but once again, that's why I really try to be mindful of what I say because, as always, and as you can see, lights are on me now. That is the way my life has been since I was a kid. It's always just, it's been that little spotlight. And so it's it's very interesting. Let's see. Her mom said, yes, she does. I got to get back in the gym because some of these folks don't understand that I'm a work in progress in Jesus' name. So not today. Yeah, that was me today, Shanika. Make sure you catch the beginning of the show. I talked about how my day went. It was, yeah. I won't do the replay right now, but please understand. I think it was just one of them kind of days. But yeah, I just feel like I was trying to tell you guys. Sometimes I feel like with the show, I'll watch shows on YouTube or whatever, and they go for 2 and 3 hours. But if it's someone that you can really vibe with, okay, fine. But after a while, like even right now, I'm talking to you all, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to get on anybody's nerves, or I don't want them to feel like, okay, Fran, I'm trying to hang in there with you, girl, but I'm about to get off. Go ahead, baby, it's fine. I understand. You're not gonna miss anything. If you miss something, I'll hit you up and tell you that you missed something. Oh, and for those of you that are on right now, I was thinking about starting like a group text message thing or something. Not okay. No, let me say it the right way because I said group text and cringed. Um, like a text message blast, so that way you'll know when I'm coming on. And it'll just be like a little message thing. Is that something you guys would be interested in? Where you just get like one message on a Friday, hey, the show is coming on tonight or something like that. Would you guys want that? I've been meaning to ask that question. Yeah, I just kind of want to know because sometimes I'll get a message. Okay, okay. So then do this for me, you guys. I'm gonna put this in the chat or a Facebook group page. Yeah, I have a Facebook group page. I actually have a page for conversations with Fran. Honestly, do I update it the way I'm supposed to? No, I don't. But I was trying to think like, okay, I could send out like just like a blast, you know? Got you. Okay, but if I send a text message, you'll get it. Okay. Okay. So then do this. Text your number and name. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. So text your number and name to that number right there, and I'll create the mass text message that'll go out on Fridays. Okay? Mainly for my people that are saying that their notifications don't always push through or you might miss it. Because sometimes, like, I know I have alerts for certain things that I'm interested in, and sometimes I don't catch it. I don't catch it. But I'll see a text message. At some point I will see a text message. So you guys can definitely do that. And the thing is, and for those of you that are getting notifications, yeah, that's correct. Sorry. For those of you that are getting the notifications, you normally get it maybe like 30 to 45 minutes before the show is supposed to start. Where if I'm sending out the text message, you can actually get that earlier in the day so you can kind of plan, set yourself an alarm on your phone or something like that to go off regardless of whether or not the notification from YouTube or Facebook comes up. It's just another added thing because I'm serious. I got the idea from a friend of mine because it really comes in handy. Because most times they'll look at a text message before they look at a Facebook notification. Because you feel like the Facebook notification, you'll catch that when you go to the lavatory. It's gonna be there for a second. You got time to scroll and stuff like that. But your text messages, you'll probably pick that up in between time. Things. So feel free. And then you can just, send that information in and I'll check it out. Okay. All right. All minds clear? Because it has been a day. I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to go home and get some sleep. Because I really held that yawn in just now. I really held it in. But yeah, I love you guys. Thanks for hanging in. Yeah, we are definitely into overtime. It's about to be an hour and 30 minutes in. I'm going to let y'all go. Yeah, I'm getting ready to close. Time to go. But I love you guys. Anything come up, you guys can send a message. You can send your topics to that number. You can do that too. That is perfectly fine with me. Okay? Send your topics. I love you. And I will talk with you all later on. I get it an hour before. That's how I was able to watch in New York and put a ringtone to it. Yep. Love you all dearly. Absolutely. Good night. Take care. Love you guys. Bye. Oh, I think I went too fast. Sorry. There you go. Awesome. Good night, everybody.